Hello, new video. Today we're gonna take a look at the team with the highest attack stat in Pokemon Go. As we have our Shadow Sharpedo here, we have our Pheromosa, and we have the Deoxys attack here. And this team was, of course, a lot of fun to play. Of course, it was, I think, the most difficult team for me to even win games with, basically. It's so difficult to play this team. It's basically impossible to win games with this, but I actually managed like some wins with this team still, which is kind of funny. As you're gonna see also later here, as we face Sableye. Sableye in the lead already against a Deoxys attack. What a nice lead there. Deoxys attack has access to the Poison Jab, which you don't have on like the Deoxys defense. You have counter there. Here you have Poison Jab, which is, I guess, pretty decent, as we can go for a close combat here with our Pheromosa, being a new addition to the highest attack team, as we see that we can get we get him very low, but like not low enough yet. We have to take this Poison Fang sadly with a 1 shield, and they gonna still have a 1 more move slot, I think, with a Sableye. But it came down to the wire. Look at this, like that's like a triple bulky team. They won lead and they're close to being dead here by my team. This team together has around about the same bulk as one Bastion, so it's kinda insane. We see an Altaria lead here. They lag a little bit, or do they? Nope, they actually don't, and I get all the Dragon Breath all of a sudden on me. Very cool. And now we have like 1 HP in a dream, but we can go for 2 Psycho Boosts here. And we're going to be able to actually still knock out this Altaria, because Psycho Boost, even if it's double resisted by this Pokemon, is insane. We see our GC coming in. Of course, we have close combat here on our Pheromosa. Pheromosa gonna be able to easily KO this thing, I think. And maybe not anymore because of the debuff. We have to see. We can overfarm a little bit and we can swap out hopefully later. Close combat comes through. They gonna shield this move up. Totally fine for me. I'm just gonna shield the next move. You see how much damage Lock On did there, by the way, because they have literally no HP and no bulk. Lock On already did half of our health. That's kind of insane, as we see a Toxic Rogue coming in. And this game is over here, right? Or maybe not. We can go for one close combat here. We're going to be able to KO this Toxic Rogue, and we can still try to get to the close combat in time, and we barely get there at the same time as they can get to their charge move, and boom, we win with the triple highest attack stat team in Pokemon Go. And we have some more wins actually coming up. It's not only one win. We also played 7 sets for this, so like it's kinda difficult to get wins, of course, with this, but it's funny. We see a Sableye Save Swap, which is actually okay for me if it's a Save Swap, because our Sharpedo is basically our least, like the one with the lowest attack, I guess. Even though it's Shadow, which maybe makes it even a little bit higher than Pheromosa. Before, people used, I think, what's called the Alakazam. I think as a Shadow version it might have even higher attack than Pheromosa, but I'm going by base stats here, so then it definitely doesn't have higher attack than Pheromosa. Pheromosa's like at 190 attack, and Alakazam at like 160 attack or something. The Deoxys is around 300 attack, by the way. There's nothing coming even close to Deoxys, to be honest, but we can go for one more Psycho Boost here real quick, and boom, we can nearly KO this Altaria. We can try to farm it out. Can we farm it down? We cannot farm it out by one move. If we farmed it down here, we would have most likely won this game, but there's one move gonna lose us the game. Yeah, that's so sad. As we see, next opponent has Quillfish in the lead. We have literally nothing against Quillfish. And look how much the Poison Sting damage does here against our Deoxys attack. It's insane. Poison Sting is like a matcha. It doesn't do damage usually, and here you can farm me completely down with this thing. And I don't even get to another move, I think. I'm not even sure. Do they throw against me? Or they throw against me. I don't think I would have got to another move, to be honest. Like, it's insane how much damage I take from even like this kind of move as they go into Vigoroth, and this is basically over already, I think. It's insanely difficult to play with this team. Even though you think now, okay, counter is resisted, this could be a good matchup. You see how little damage the Bug Bite actually does here. I wish this thing had counter. I think with counter this would be actually pretty playable, because counter damage just would add up after a while, but yeah, like it's a little bit tricky with Pheromosa to play, to be honest, so we can try to farm this thing down, but they can get to a move here, and even if it's resisted, it doesn't matter. It's like so squishy that this definitely KOs us, so a good game there. Next up, we're gonna have Lickitung in the lead. We have to swap out immediately into our Pheromosa here. They go into their Talonflame. What a nice matchup. As we can go for one close combat. Let's see how much it's gonna do. It's resisted, but still puts them into red health and puts them into a range where I can just farm it down with my Sharpedo. As they gonna go back into the Lickitung, which is really good for me. And yeah, we have to see what they're gonna have in the back here now. We go ahead, go for one Poison Fang here, get the shield from my opponent. We can just get some extra nice waterfall damage in here. As I thought of farming him down at this point. Like, I should be able to just farm him down and shield once, but then I decided that I might not want to do this and just swap into my Deoxys so I can get a move off. Turns out they have a Sableye in the back, and I think if I just went for what I thought before and just tried to farm him down, I would have been able to get to 2 crunches against the Sableye and would have KO'd the Sableye, but like this I just had an unlucky matchup in the end. There was kind of 50-50, like if he didn't have a Dark type in the back there, I would have been able to get still to 1 Psycho Boost by farming down this Lickitung with my Deoxys attack. I think I would have been able to because of the debuff. But yeah, of course it was unlucky because you see here, Psycho Boost does insanely amount of damage there. And we can farm this Altaria down with our Pheromosa. We see a Nidoqueen coming in, we're gonna swap into our Sharpedo. We get an extra move through here, which is really important. As we go ahead, shield out this Poison Fang as we see a Swampert coming in. It doesn't look too good yet at least. But Sharpedo with Waterfall was actually definitely the MVP of this team. The only thing that can at least like take some fast move damage still, as we see here that they go for one Hydro Cannon, fine for me. They can go for another one, but they actually can't go for another one. I can go ahead, go for a Poison Fang, but if they don't throw their move here, it's gonna be an instant loss anyway, and they are not throwing their move there, so that's gonna be an instant loss. Alright, wrong. We can still get to a close combat for whatever reason, and we can KO this Nidoqueen. Bye-bye Nidoqueen. We win the game here with Pheromosa again. It's hilarious to win games with this team, honestly, it's just insane. We see a Warren lead, it's Shadow, it's Powder Snow, and Powder Snow KOs me in like 6 or 7 turns. It's insane. We can throw all Psycho Boost, they're gonna shield up anyway, but at least they're gonna throw as well, which is important for me as this allows me now to go into my Pheromosa and try to farm it down by only using 1 shield here. And I think I can do this, but you see already my health declining insanely fast. As we go ahead and farm him all the way down, we have now basically a shield advantage or not, because they have Azumarill coming in here. I should have swapped out, I think, immediately. Now I go for the lunge here, which doesn't do damage, so that's kind of annoying. And they have the Sableye in the back. That's actually kind of playable. I'm gonna farm him all the way down. Actually, if I didn't throw my move there and they did exactly this here, I would have won this game. That's kinda sad though, because I can go for 2 Poison Fangs now, and he would have been double debuffed at this point of time, and 1 close combat easily would have KO'd this thing after a double debuff, easily. And now, like you see, my HP is still of my Pheromosa, and it's actually so low now that they can just bubble me down. But if I just played it better, I would have been able to win this game. That's kinda sad. But you see, like, some games were actually still winnable, but you also see my elo declining a lot here, because guess what? I maybe won like 5-4 games or whatever with this team in 7 sets. Not that easy. It's definitely not that easy. As we see a Nidoqueen coming in here, we can go for a big close combat. Do they shield us up? They do not shield us up, and they're in the red health already. I can go for my Sharpedo swap in there. They don't even get to a charge move. And we see the Azumarill coming back in again, which is fine for me. I can go for the Poison Fang. There should be basically a switch locked here though, which means that if they throw a move here, which they do, I can swap out and I can go into my Deoxys attack and I can farm this thing out the way down. And here you will see the craziest fast move damage you will ever see on an Azumarill, as we see the Sableye coming in again, and this game is over. Yeah, there was not a lot that I can do here anymore. Right, wrong, we can go for 1 Poison Fang here on their move there, and they have 1 HP in a dream, and they KO through the shield. Bye bye Sableye. And that was insane, to be honest. Like, what was that game? As we see a Pheromosa swapping down to the Sableye, they go for a charge move. There's not a lot that I can do here. Of course, my Sharpedo is my best answer for this Pokemon, but they have to shield this move up anyway, but they can farm me down. Doesn't really look too good. Of course, Sableye in the lead against, like my Pokemon there is basically impossible to win, as we see a Mara coming in here, which is kind of cool as we can farm it down, but sadly does still get to one move, which we have to shield, because otherwise we would be dead, because it's Shadow Bone, and we can go ahead and go for some Poison Fangs against this Azu. It's gonna be a little bit tough. I have to catch a move on my other Pokemon here, on my Deoxys, and I am not going to be able to do this, but I can maybe farm us down afterwards. We have to see if they're gonna swap out or not. It's gonna come down to the wire again. We can try to farm down, and they are not swapping out here. Can we get to 2 crunches? We have to see. We go for 1 Poison Fang here. Can we get the shield? We can get the shield. We can only get to another Poison Fang. Is this enough to KO my opponent already again? Do we win another game? We are not winning another game, and it was just a one fast move away of winning this, so good game there to my opponent. It was very close, as we see the next opponent here having Bastion in the lead. Like you see, I don't even get any lead where I can use my my moves or whatever. Like either the opponent gets to the charge moves even faster than me, or like they KO me before me, or they're completely resisting all my moves. It's insane as they go ahead and go into their Medicham, which is at least good that we bait this thing out of here, as we can take this Ice Punch and we can just go back into our Deoxys, try to farm this thing all the way down. We just shield once and we farm it all the way down, and we can go for 1 Dark Pulse now against the Bastion afterwards. And finally we can see the Dark Pulse, which I didn't expect that we would ever see with this Pokemon, because I didn't expect that we ever even get that much energy, but we get a shield here, which is fine, I guess. We can go into our Sharpedo, and here I misplay completely. This was horrible for me in general. I went for the crunch here, and I have no idea why. Like, I have no idea why, because my opponent still gets to a charge move here. I don't get extra energy, which I had to get in this matchup, because of course this thing doesn't do damage with their fast move. And like this, I am just in a position where I cannot farm down this this Bastion anymore. I needed to get out of the Registeel matchup with basically 2 moves stored, and I would have been able to win this game, and I think I would have been able to actually pull it off. But like this, it was not really possible. As we see a Zapdos in the lead, as we see a Registeel Sailstorm, and we're going to go ahead and go for the Dark Bolt, but they outspeed me? How do they outspeed me? They have Flash Cannon, which is very weird because you don't really see it as often anymore nowadays. As we go ahead, go for 1 big Dark Pulse, putting it into range where we can farm it down with the Sharpedo, bye Registeel. As we see the Zapdos coming back in, it is a Charge Beam version. Is it? No, that's it is Thunder Shock? I think it's Thunder Shock. I thought it was Charge Beam first. No, it's Thunder Shock actually. Never mind. I'm gonna go ahead, shield this move up. I don't think that was the right play, to be honest, at this point of time. That was kind of stupid, because we see the Swampert coming in here. We go ahead, we're gonna go for 1 Poison Fang. They're gonna let this move go through. I cannot get to another move here, and we have to basically go ahead, go into our Pheromosa, catch the charge move onto our Deoxys here, which didn't work out, and yeah, now it's game over. There's not a lot that we can do here anymore, unless they went for an Earthquake there, but now they can go for 1 Hydrocan. Of course, like, we would even most likely die to 1 Muddy Water by a Swampert at this point of time, so good game there to my opponent. Next up, we're gonna see Deoxys Deoxys attack against a Victory Bell. How many Razor Leaves do we need here? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Bye. It's insane. It's just so insane. As we see that they can go ahead, we can just farm it all the way down. We basically have a charge move now. They go into a Bastion. And do they let this move go through? They are going to let this move go through. Bye Bastion. And as we see, sadly, a Medicham coming in. And yeah, this was like, how long? I don't know, like 30-second game, and like without quitting or anything like this, it just all died. That was insane. As we see the next game, I don't even know if this is the last game now, or if it's the second to last game, because the matches take like 2 seconds, feels like, but I think it's the last game here. As we see the Cresselia in the lead here, where we actually can survive some fast moves. It's insane, I know, like, actually being able to survive some fast moves with this Deoxys. As we go ahead, go for the big bait here, which still most likely would KO it from this range. From the Deoxys with the Psycho boost, we can go for 1 Dark Pulse. I actually wish that they would shield this, but they don't. So I'm gonna swap out into my Sharpedo against the Swampert, and we can go ahead and chunk this thing down here. Getting maybe a shield here, hopefully a shield here. I don't know if it's a shield here. It's gonna be a shield here. And we are basically in the perfect position. I can just farm this thing all the way down, or like shield this move up, and I should be fine here, right? I have to see. I should be able to get some extra energy now with Pheromosa and we can just one-shot everything, correct? Of course we get the Talonflame against us. Why? I think if I maybe went into my Deoxys, I would have been able to win this game, but like this, we're gonna lose, so yeah. That's going for the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. It's gonna be in a few hours already for the meta review for the summer cap. So see you there and have a great rest of your day. Bye.